Good evening, everybody. Long time no see. We got Myra,
Hi, everyone.
yes, and myself, Peter Pshichenko. I'm glad that all of you guys are settling in. As you come in, please mute yourself and let's get to business. I'm going to start off with just saying that PDP is here to stay, and a lot of things that are happening in today's world. It's very crazy what's going on in today's world, very unsettling stuff. But I want to make sure that everybody hears this from me and from all of us here that we're here to stay. We promote safety, we promote freedom. We love the self-dispatch owner-operator model that we have. It's what I strongly believe in. I mean, with just my experience, with my life experience, where I come from, it's very, very important to me. So I know that like today there's a lot of things that need to be spoken, I think, but I'm gonna try not to go too much into whole politics and stuff like that, because I understand that's not what this is about. But I just want you to know that we are here to stay. We are here as self-dispatch owner-operators. I just love the atmosphere. I love every single one of y'all that come in with the expectation of, to be free, to do what you want to do. To make the money, to take care of your family, and that's what it's all about. Because for me, it's very, very important that we're safe doing it, of course. Yeah. So with that said, I just want to kind of get into a couple things before we have a lot on the schedule today. But there's a couple of things that I want y'all to understand and to hear from me about this. As you know, we have the quarterly inspections report that was sent out, a new quarterly inspection thing that was sent out this week by Josh, our safety guy. It's not really new requirements per se. It's more of just I would say more detailed requirements of exactly what we're trying to do here, because our safety score is getting better. That's good, but it still needs some work, and we're trying to do everything we can to do it even better. And basically we are narrowing down to what exactly is the reason that our score is so high. And one of the reasons is we are having all of these quarterly inspections done, but they're not, a lot of stuff are, how can I say this, missed. For example, we had a quarterly inspections, and then recently, and it said in there that the brake chambers, the brake wear was very, very close to pass. So it passed the inspection, but in the next 3 months, in the next week, I would say, it would not pass. So it has a quarter of an inch, which is, as you know, just barely enough to pass. But let's say 1 month down the road, when the roadside will happen, most likely, if this truck gets pulled over, you're not going to be able to pass it. By that time, it's going to be failed. So the reason why we're having this quarterly inspection requirements page, I have it on my screen, Nay, if you want to show that. As you can see on it, it shows basically, it talks about that we want to see these inspections in a certain way so that we can enter it in our system, and we can better handle it on our end, so that we know and we just do better with these inspections. It has to do with brake wears and tire wears and all of that. I'm not going to bore you guys, you know what I mean. If we have any questions about it, just let me know towards the end. Yes, the PDP is here to stay, and we want to be able to guarantee ourselves and to you, the owner-operators out there, that this inspection, failed inspection that might have happened, will not happen again. We're striving to reach a 99.9% guarantee, which I know that's crazy to even go for, because not everybody thinks that that could be realistic. But if we can get that with every single roadside inspection, with every single safety internal investigations that Josh does or BTO integration does, if we focus on making sure that we're not going to have this repeated violation, that's going to be good to move forward, so that we are not going to have it. It might not be 99%, but it will be close. But that's the intention. We want to make sure that this letter is signed by this Thursday. Please do that. You can send in an electronic signature. You can send in a print it off and just sign it back if you want, and send it back if you want to. Electronic signature is fine though, but the idea is the word is out there. We just want to make sure that we are passing those inspections. And as you are passing those inspections, it's not just that you want to pass it for this one time. It's also for the next 3 months you can pass it. And I think that's the new norm, or the next level type of thing that we're trying to push, is that we want to make sure that it's passing for the next 3 months. Yes, and as you know, Keep Trucking Switch is coming up. Keep Trucking Switch has been going on already for over a month, but it's about to be finalized. And this Thursday, 10/21, once that date comes, we're planning to pretty much turn off Big Road. So if you haven't switched yet, please make sure you switch. And the main important reason is because of all the stuff that we're coming out, which you will love. Today, you probably have heard that the Most Valuable Operator Award is starting up. And right now, we're basing this off of Keep Trucking. That's because we have this information already with all of you guys. When you switch, you'll see that on the app, if you click on Keep Trucking app, and then on the top left side, there's those 3 lines, 3 dotted lines. If you click on that and then click on safety, and it gives you different safety type of parameters. How you're driving, how you're doing your logs and stuff like that. It's not all into your business as some other trucking companies out there, because I'm sure, as you know, you could put a lot more into this, which we're not gonna do that. I'm very against all of that, mostly because I respect your privacy. And I, do not want to be known as a, okay, it's me going into politics. Let me not go into that. Anyway, bottom line, I believe in freedom, and we're just doing enough to make sure that you're safe, to make sure that we are safe as a trucking company, as a fleet of only self-dispatched owner-operators. Yes, and with that, we're using this safety performance thing from the Keep Trucking section to calculate the Most Valuable Operator Award. I actually have this screen. Hold on, let me open it first. Oh, I thought I had it. Okay. Yeah, so this is our side, our view from safety side on Keep Trucking. And we have these driver scorecards that we can use. hold on, somebody's, yes. Okay, these driver scorecards that we can use to see how everybody's driving. And as you can see, we get the top drivers. These are the top drivers that are performing the best. These are the 3 winners, by the way. Jonathan Solguero is the first one. Jermaine Williams is the second one. And Rodolfo Lopez is the third one. Rudy, we call him. So this is what we're going to be using in the very beginning. But later on, we will be using the performance factor based on how you book the loads and stuff like that. And that's coming in from FreightWaves. We are close to finishing that. We're not finished on that yet, but that's coming up. Yeah, so you've heard me just announce the 3 winners. These 3 winners are getting these 3 prizes today. Well, probably tomorrow. First place, $1,000. Second place, $750. Third place, $250. That's a $2,000 that we will be giving away every month for the Most Valuable Operator Award. We were supposed to start this on August, but we're delayed a little bit. Yeah, so I am sorry about that. But now that we have it, we're going to be using Keep Trucking to start with, and then later on FreightWaves and more stuff into it as we go. I'll let you guys know. Yes, we will have the drawing today still. That's still the same way. 3 positive points and $300. There's going to be 2 winners today. Yeah, so with that said, next I want to introduce to you guys somebody from our midst. In fact, it's a celebrity. Yes, Daryl C. He is an owner-operator that's been with us for some time, but some of you might know him from TikTok as Bema Daz. And he has over 1.6 million likes. Yeah, so, I really like the idea of, hey, you're on the road, do something with that extra time, which I know that with experience, you have a lot to share. So we're going to be hearing from him today. This is Daryl, and this is his video as a testimonial. By the way, everybody is welcome to come and do something like this with us. We would love to hear more from you. And yes, okay, testimony video coming up. Well, hello, y'all. This is Peter, and I got Daryl C., who is an owner-operator with PDP already for some time. And this is a testimonial. We're going to be talking today, just an interview of a couple questions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you for coming out. We're in the office right now where everybody's working. Yes, and I have a couple questions for you. To start off, how long have you been in industry? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, after I got out of the Navy, I went to a trucking academy in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, which there wasn't many trucking schools back in 1990. And that's when I got my chauffeur's license, and that was before they had CDLs. And when the CDL became available, I actually had to go to California and be tested in California for my CDL. And so I'm working on 32 years. Wow. And a little over 4 million miles.
Wow.
In the industry, yeah.
Wow. And from what I hear, you've been trucking as an owner-operator also, as a driver.
I started off like everybody in a company, and it's good to get a very good background and a firm footing before you leap into becoming an owner-operator, because the trucks, the trailers, the repairs, it's very expensive. And if you're not ready for that, it could cripple you and wipe you out. So it's better to know your industry and understand the ins and outs. Of course, you're not going to know everything, but it's better to have a good grasp of the trucking industry before you just jump in head over heels and lose everything. And I mean, going from a company driver to driving for somebody that was an owner-operator gave me a little bit more freedom, but the freedom that a lot of truck drivers desire is that freedom to be an owner-operator. And that's what drives a lot of us to, you know, save our money, to get the understanding, to know what the business is all about before we, you know, invest hundreds of thousands of dollars literally in a truck, a trailer, and equipment. If you have a flatbed, you've got all that extra equipment you've got to buy. You've got insurance and everything else. Do you want to be have your own authority? That's another big pile of money. But leasing on to a company such as PDP, I mean, I've been with other companies, and without a doubt, in my 31 years, the happiest I've ever been is being with PDP.
Wow, that's a lot to say.
It is, and you know, I've had the opportunity and had some good times, had some bad times, but all in all, I know that this is the company I'm going to retire with, just simply because it's Simplematic. There's, you know what's going on all the time. And if there's ever a question or ever a doubt, the girls in this office and the people that work here are just absolutely amazing. They're spot on. They're really receptive. If you have a problem, they're on top of it. And the thing I like more than anything is when I call, I feel like I'm part of the PDP family. And I know I'm part of the PDP family because I'm talked to by name, first name. And I can talk to the people in the office by first name. And when I hang up the phone, I feel confident. I feel as if though the situation is under control. And having everything else in my life, you know, with trucking, it's nice to know that there's parts of the trucking industry that I don't have to worry about because the girls here in the office are more than gladly and happily taking care of it for me.
Yep, that's the idea. So what kind of trailer do you drive right now?
I have a step deck, and I absolutely love it. The girls here can help find loads. If not, you know, you help with new owner operators coming on by showing them different load boards and helping them out. And just your training alone, with a day or two of training here, gave me a lot of perspective, gave me a lot of good leads and starts that I was able to take on by myself with just the little bit of help that you gave. And if I wanted more, I know you would have gave more. And it's not that you're just trying to get me to sign the dotted line and throw me out the door. It's you want me here because we're helping each other out. And that's what I like. I like to feel that I'm a part of the family, not an outcast.
Yep. Well, yeah, one of our points, one of our things when it comes to our goals is to make sure that each owner-operator is successful. You know, and that's what we go, that's what I teach and train everybody in the office. Like that's, if you, every single person in the office have to focus to make sure that this owner-operator can be successful. And yes. So you do step deck. Have you done other trailers?
Oh yeah, I've pulled just about everything. I've pulled a reefer here. I've done livestock. I've done tanker. I've done doubles and triples. I had the opportunity to drive in Australia for a while and pulled as many as 4 trailers there, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And yeah,
Yeah, you've seen kangaroos.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Some
definitely.
stories there.
Yeah, definitely, plenty of kangaroos. We think we have a problem with deer. There's a lot more kangaroos on the road over there than there are deer here.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess just to a little bit. So why are you doing the step deck versus all those other that you've done though?
In the step deck, for me right now, I like it because basically step deck and flatbed is like a Monday through Friday, and there's not a lot of weekends, and you rarely ever load at nighttime because it's just unsafe. And so, you know, I'm not no spring chicken, but at the same time, I'm not ready for the rocking chair. And so I like the step deck. I like the different loads, and you know, there's different areas in the United States that you can go versus with a reefer, there's different areas.
Yep.
And the one thing that I like is once a month you have your Zoom meeting, and you know, if I'm ever lucky enough, I can win the $300, and I get 3+ points on my score, and that helps. So your Zoom meetings, and if there's plenty of videos on the website that I can go and just watch as you talk. And the one thing that I like about you personally is you're so knowledgeable in areas that I would never think of looking into. The deeper business aspect of trucking, you know, freight wave, you know, what it did last year versus what it's doing this year. And it's just stuff that some of us truckers would absolutely overlook, but you're that one step ahead of us. And in being that one step ahead of us, you're able to give that information to us that allows us to make better choices and to make more money. And the more money we make, the more money we all make. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I actually get this question asked a lot, you know, like which trailer to choose, how to make the most money, and all of that. And you pretty much nailed it on all of those fronts, because I mean, trailer types, a lot of it has to do with preferences.
Right.
A lot of it has to do with what is it specific to you that you like in your area. And interesting you mentioned freight waves, because we've been working on this update already for some time, and we came out with a first version, but it was slow. So we're like, no, we got to redo it. We got to get this right. But I just got off the meeting today even about this, and it's amazing. We'll be able to, with the about 1 week worth of history of where the trending goes, either up or down, in the whole markets, in the whole U.S. We'll be able to show you, all the owner-operators, individually, specific to you, where is the next best load. You know, so that's coming up, and we're going to have more about that later on. But yeah, I want to really stick it, you know, specifically about you, though, because, you know, I'm sure that a lot of guys that are watching us, they're interested, well, you know, Daryl, you know, like, why are you doing this? I mean, maybe you can say some advice to an owner-operator that's either starting out or maybe at PDP or just trucking in industry. Like, what would you recommend for someone like that?
Everybody wants to evolve. We don't want to stay in the mailroom. If you're a 9-to-5er, you know, eventually one day you want to be the CEO of the company, but we've got to build our way up. And PDP is a platform that isn't for the beginner truck driver. It could be if, you know, if you could afford to buy the truck and really get into it, but it's really important to have a grasp of knowledge before you become an owner-operator. And I just hate to see people fail, and I've seen them do it, because trucking can be overwhelming with, you know, everything that goes on in trucking. You know, because being an owner-operator, you're responsible for your truck, you're responsible for your trailer, you're responsible for making sure that the license plates, the IFTA, and all this other stuff. But when I come to PDP, you know, I pay PDP a percentage and they do the clerical work for me. And that is a massive amount of pressure off my head that I don't have to worry about, because I know these girls are taking care of it. They're in the background all the time working to make sure. And somebody coming into becoming an owner-operator, I've been here 31 years, and I don't know everything. I've seen a tremendous amount of changes in the United States, and I can tell you one thing, that there's good companies out there, and I've seen a lot of good companies. I've been with good companies, but I'm happy being with the best. And I promote PDP because it is the best. In my opinion, and that's my opinion, PDP, like I said, this is going to be where I retire. You know, I don't have many miles left. I've already got over 4 million. And, you know, if God willing, I'll get another million more. But it'll be flying the PDP flag. So I'm happy where I'm at. And one thing that has always stuck with me, when you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. And since I've been with PDP, I've not worked a day in my life. I love being here at
vacation
PDP.
For 2 years.
Yeah, trucking vacation. Because there's no headaches here. There's absolutely, positively no headaches. None. As long as you're a squared away truck driver and you can pass your DOT inspections, which that's not difficult, you know, as long as you cross the T's and dot the I's, you always got my back. I don't ever have to worry about it. And every time I call up, I have pleasant conversations with whomever I'm talking to, whether it's dispatch, whether it's billing, whether it's admin, whether it's the BTO integration team, whether it's safety, you know, whether it's you. It's always a pleasant conversation anytime I call up here.
Yes, and I know that there's so many different ways. You know, you can do, like, you can be a driver, you can be an owner operator, you can open up your own company, but I will say that it's not for everybody, right?
No, it's not. Trucking is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I'm going to go be a truck driver for, you know, a week and see if I like it. If you do that, you're not going to like it. But like I said a very long time ago, oh, I'm only going to drive truck for about 5 or 10 years and I'm going to give it up. Once trucking gets in your blood, nothing can get it out. Nothing. I've tried to walk away from trucking a few times, but I always came back to it because it was a stable, steady home for me. And finding somebody that you can work with, that you click with, that you get along with, such as PDP, and the simple fact that you hire just owner operators. So I know all the drivers that are with PDP are like myself. They're owner operators. So, and we can talk on a different level than.
Yeah, the whole system, the whole operation is based on self-dispatched owner operators.
Yes.
And you know, some other companies that have split this and that, they have sometimes give priority to drivers before owner ops.
Right.
But we don't have that. So.
And don't worry about being self-dispatched. To me, it's a lot of fun. It's a challenge, but it's a lot of fun. And I get to build relationships with brokers. And building those relationships actually helps me make more money. And because these brokers, they've got X amount of loads and they're going to find X amount of drivers and they're just going to dump those on. But if I'm always on time, I'm never late, I never have, you know, freight claims, you know, these brokers are going to start looking for me, and then I can, you know, jokingly say, hey, you know, last time, you know, you paid me X amount of dollars, you know, if you like me so well, you know, and they have no problem paying me more money, because when they find out that they've got a quality driver, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but when they find out that they've got a quality driver that they can depend on, they don't mind coming off that wallet and paying you more money, just because they know that you're worry-free.
Because they want that relationship too.
Right.
I mean, the market changes all the time, and it all depends on, whose market is it. I mean, right now, it's in the drivers or the owner-operators' favor, right? The carriers have the upper hand because of the supply and demand. There's just not enough trucks to go around compared to loads.
Right.
So, but it's true even when that reverses. Am I right?
Exactly.
So in the slow times, because of that relationship that you build during the good times, in the slow times, those relationships pay off, right?
Right. Because brokers are going to sit on loads. I mean, if this load doesn't have to go till Monday, but I call them up, they're going to say, oh, good, I'm glad, I've got this load I've been sitting on. I was going to put it on the board on Monday, but if you're in the Dallas area, this load's in Dallas, and I'll just go ahead and give it to you. And you can have the load. And
yeah, so, because they know that they can trust you.
Exactly.
And they're just wanting to make sure that their customer who they work for gets the best customer service, because then they're going to be happy, the customer, and the customer's going to give them more loads. So, I mean, anyway, I'm sure we can go on and on. Yeah. This is good. Yeah, so I guess the last question is, do you have any other, anything you want to add, anything you want to, just add on to it?
Take your time and do your own investigation. You can take my word for it. Peter and I have a really great working relationship, and for me, it was a blessing to find PDP, and then when I came here, I just automatically felt at home. Every issue that I've had has been resolved quickly. The safety department is on top of everything. They keep you compliant with the DOT. You've got to make sure, they'll let you know when your CDL's getting ready to run out. They let you know when your DOT physical's getting ready to run out. Your license plates on your truck and trailer, they keep everything up to and touching. As long as you do your part, PDP's got your back, and they're not going to let you down. And because of that, I'm not going to let PDP down. I'm going to do my part to make sure that PDP's score stays up there. And I'm going to talk to truck drivers, because today's a confusing world. And, we've had a lot in our past dumped on our plate in this last couple years. So having a place like PDP to call home, where I truly am an owner-operator. They don't tell me where to go, how to go, when to go there. They don't tell me when to go home, when to get back on the road. You're truly an owner-operator here, and you're treated like a business truck owner. And I can't say anything more about it. You're truly an owner-operator. They've never once dispatched me, and they've never once complained. And I've never once had a complaint about anything here. And if I have an issue, it's handled.
Well, and that's the main thing, though, because stuff happens. But when you do have stuff happens, you want somebody to be able to help or get it done, basically.
Right.
The back office support, all of that. So, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming out. Yes. Thank you all for watching. If anybody else is wanting to come over and do an interview, I invite you to have a seat here and just talk. Talk about your experiences, your questions. Y'all are more than welcome to come. And I know we got to be going, he's got to be going, but thank you so much for coming out. Yes, and have a blessed day.
Take care.
Thank you. Hello. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for saying all those awesome stuff. In fact, Daryl is here with us today. So I wasn't sure if Daryl, you want to say anything, because you're more than welcome if you want to. But I am really, really glad that we have a amazing owner-operator like him, and every single one of you guys that are here with us already for some time, ever since we switched to this type of model in 2016. I mean, I appreciate every single one of you. I think that you know, you're here to make money, yes, but obviously because you love it, because you are here for such a long time. There's, you know, just makes us see that we are doing something right. Daryl, I see that you unmuted yourself. Do you want to add anything, or did any of that change? How about that?
No, I was actually watching the Zoom meeting the whole entire time. I was finishing chaining and strapping down a load that I'm in Mississippi, Brandon, Mississippi, and I'm headed to Oklahoma City with it. So I carried my phone around with me and chained and strapped.
Yes, he's been with us, just so you guys know, he's been with us for about 2 years now. If anybody have any other questions for him specifically, or just for us, I would want to open up the floor right now for everybody. Let me go ahead and do that. Hold on. Ask to unmute. Go ahead. You would need to unmute. And anybody have any questions? It's an open question for Daryl or myself or any one of us here, or Myra.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, Rusty.
On the that big road log that's fixing to close down, are we still going to be able to download our past log days off that?
Yes. Yes, as long as if you keep the login, you can still do it. So obviously don't get rid of your login. We're not going to be able to manage it or continue with it. But you should be able to go back up to, I want to say 2 years or 1 year or something like that.
Yeah, so then we got them for our records.
Yes.
All right.
Should have the truck number, the plate number, the date, the time that it was done, and everything already on it. That's standard procedure as far as I've ever been aware of.
Yeah, it should be, but it's not.
That's the thing. That's the reason why this letter was actually sent out. We had our DOT compliance person just in this office. We had a meeting. It was a really long meeting with him just about everything that we need to improve on. As you guys know, our maintenance score is high, and so in order for us to bring that down, we implemented those quarterly inspections. However, there had been several things that we encountered with those inspections. One, being that those inspections are not having the complete information to be able for us or for a DOT auditor to be able to match them with your unit, with your truck or trailer. The other thing that we found was that some of these inspections were not actually done by our certified tech, which we went back and forth about this because we are paying for those inspections. We are requiring that those are actually done by a certified technician. We know that anyone can actually grab an annual inspection and fill it out. But in order for us to be able to accomplish what we have been trying to do for the past months is best for us to know that that inspection was actually signed and certified by a technician. If DOT comes in here and we have to show proof that those inspections are actually being done, they can actually pull up that inspection. They can see what inspection you guys got done, which all of you know that we're requiring for you guys to do the annual. We call them quarterly just because we have you guys do that every 90 days, but they're actually annual DOT inspections. So when they look at it, they want to be able to see that it was a certified technician that actually did it, that inspection is saying that it was completed according to the terms for the qualifications in accordance with 49 CFR 396. That was another thing that our DOT consultant brought up to our attention. It needs to state that on the inspection form. That will certify the form. The other thing that I wanted to highlight as well, just from the letter that Josh sent, is that if we happen to see that your brakes are actually close to being DOT compliance, then at that point we will actually follow up on that truck or trailer brakes to be replaced, within a couple of weeks after the inspection was done. We're gonna maybe require for you to do another DOT inspection in a month or so, just to make sure that your brakes are still in compliance. 3 of the major violations that we have been getting is lights, brakes, and tires. So that annual inspection actually covers all of those 3 points that we have been trying to tackle for the past few months. So if we see that the inspection is showing that you are really close to being under DOT, then that's when we're going to be following up with you and making sure that those repairs are actually done, making sure that if those brakes are close to being below DOT, that you are replacing them before you actually get pulled over and you get a failed inspection because of the brakes, or you get a failed inspection because of your tires being worn out, or you get a failed inspection, because the lights went out on the truck or the trailer. So all of this that we're doing, it's in order for us to make sure that your equipment is being maintained. So all of the specifications that he listed on this letter are in accordance to what we were brought up during that meeting that we had with our DOT consultant. And the reason why we have that DOT consultant is because we want to see where we can improve, where we can do better in order for us to be able to bring that score down under threshold and not having to worry about being audited here in the next, couple of months.
I think to sum it up, if we were to sum it up in just a sentence, or why the roadside inspections, the quarterly roadside inspection hasn't worked to the degree that we wanted to. It has improved the maintenance score. It has dropped it significantly. It's right there on the border, been going up and down now, whereas before it was way, way up there. But it hasn't dropped under the threshold. Why? And we feel like the reason is, if we were to sum it up, right? Because that's what the DOT consultant and the whole office been trying to figure out, like why? And if I were to sum it up, it would be that we had the quarterlies done with the goal or with the intention that I need to pass it right now. And as long as if I pass it right now, I'm good. Well, that's not true. Because if you pass the annual inspection or the quarterly inspection as of today, it's good, but will it be okay for the next 3 months? And that's kind of like the big deal that we're trying to change, or that we're trying to make you all aware, is that as long as if we focus on making sure that that inspection passes you for the next 3 months, not that it will pass you for today only, but if it will pass you for the next 3 months, then you're good for 3 months. If not, then we need, like PDP Trucking and the whole office, including y'all, the owner ops, need to focus on making sure that it is changed or repaired before the roadside inspection failure. So like, for example, and that's what I was talking about earlier, if you have a roadside inspection with only let's say 2 30-seconds on the tire, or no, let's just say 4 30-seconds on the tire, right? Which that's supposed to be passable for the next month or so.
Yeah.
But that is a quarterly inspection, so technically that's 3 months. Well, we need to make sure that we can follow up with you in the next month. Hey, did you change those tires? Because by that time they would be bad. And that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I can appreciate that. Personally, I don't let my tires go for 30 seconds because at that point you don't have any traction on wet road anyhow. So it's
True.
pointless to even have them on there, in my opinion. But every driver has their reasons or whatever, and that's fine. You know, that's their business. My second question would be the midterm inspections that you're no longer doing. Now, I don't really utilize those a lot because I do my pre-trips, but there are times I think there's a problem with the truck, but I just don't know what it is. And by going to have a mid-trip inspection done, it usually answers my questions or shows me what's wrong that I can't find or see it. You know what I mean? I think that's a tool that would help. I mean, keep things consistent in between that 90-day inspection. For example, I have self-adjusting slack adjusters on the truck, but what I never knew is periodically they have to be manually adjusted to keep them working properly. Now, and I found that in a mid-trip inspection. Found that out in a mid-trip inspection.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, to me, that is a tool that can be used, you know, in between the 90 days that I would consider a valuable option to the drivers in any particular situation.
I think that the mid-trip inspection, personally, I know that it has some good stuff in there, but we want to do the quarterly inspections that are relevant to the issue that we have with the score. And the issue that we have with the score...
Well, yeah, I'm not saying get rid of the quarterly inspection, not at all, but I'm just saying as a tool, you know, in between those 90 days, if you do have something and you just don't know what it is, isn't that a good option to,
yes,
you know, instead of going down the road trying to guess what it is and then you get a roadside inspection and you get told what it was? You know what I mean?
Yes, and you're more than...
I don't know,
you're an owner-operator. I mean, you can go do a whole bunch of inspections. I mean, what you want to do. You're your own boss. I mean, please. And sometimes you have to in order to figure it out. But what I'm saying is when it comes to specifically the quarterly inspections, because the midterm inspection ain't bad, it's just not equal to what we're looking for under the quarterly inspection, if that helps.
No, yeah, and again, I understand that. You know, I'm not trying to eliminate the quarterly inspection. I mean, everywhere I've been does that 90-day inspection usually. You know what I mean? It's not just something PDP does, or at least in my experience.
Yep.
You know?
Alrighty, so anybody else have any questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
Since you guys are tracking everything so well now, why are we still doing the every 3 months on the reefer? Isn't that a little bit excessive? You know, if you're not even meeting the hours on it, why do we have to do every 3 months?
When you say we're tracking, what do you mean by that? We're probably doing the least amount of tracking.
Your system is your system as far as all your maintenance stuff has improved since the time I've been here. So why do we still have to do it every 3 months when you can just track the hours of the reefers instead of, you know, having to do them every 3 months? I think it's excessive, you know, to do it every 3 months when you haven't even met the hours.
Yeah, we actually try to do it per the hour thing, and because of a human error factor, it's actually came to be much harder for us to do it through that. The same thing with the odometer. The reason why we're not doing the odometer yet is because of the manual entry. Once we do have that, actually Fleet Complete not Fleet Complete. Keep Trucking will, because we're switching to Keep Trucking, it's actually allowing us much better API connection, and we're going to be able to integrate the odometer reading to catch that odometer reading for the trucks and for the trailer. So that's going to help us with the maintenance in the future once we have that added. We're planning on that. On the hours, it's not. It's much harder because of the human factor type of thing that we're thing, and it's possible for the future. But the time and the date was the first thing that we switched to because it was the easiest. Not that it's going to be the only option in the future, but it was just the easiest to switch to. But we are considering to have the hours, also in the future. We're just trying to figure out how to do it much more accurately than the human factor error possible.
I just wanted to add on that. If you're referring to the PM on your reefer, you can actually contact the admin department, let them know what your hours are on your reefer, and if you're still not due, as per your hours, they're going to check the previous PM, so make sure that your hours are always notated on the PM. So if they're not notated, there is not going to be a way for them to actually compare the hour difference. But if they are notated on all of your PMs, just call the admin office and say, hey, my PM is showing that it's due because of the 3 months, but my hours are actually at this, and they have not reached the limit. So at that point, admin can extend your PM maybe another month, maybe 2 months, depending on how you're running and what those hours are. So always contact the admin office in regards to that. We're trying again to make our system better, and yes, there will be improvements in the future, but for now we can only do it by months. So it's either 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or 6 months. We cannot extend them more than 6. But if you at 3 months feel like you don't need a PM yet and you can prove that with the hours, by all means contact the admin department and have them extended for a couple of more months if you need to.
And the same thing with the trucks on the odometer.
Correct. Yes, same thing with the mileage on the trucks. If you call and say, hey, I was actually down for 3 weeks or a month, whatever the case might be, let them know. They'll check your PM, your previous PM, look at the mileage, look at your current mileage right now. And if you're fine for another month or two, then they will extend it now.
But I'm really excited about Keep Trucking because they have much better API. We tried to do it with Big Road and Fleet Complete and all of that, and it was not what I've been sold, basically. How many times have you had a sales pitch and then you're like, yay, and then you get it and you're like, oh, great, what do we do now? So it sucks, but we've had to do that. And now that we're with Keep Trucking, I'm actually really excited because I've been through the API and I've been very direct with them about the sales pitch. I just cut off the sales guys. Look, I'm not interested in all that sales pitch. But when they gave me and when I saw it, and that's when we switched. And since we did switch, for example, this even a driver scorecard, it's amazing what they have with all of that data done to come up with a driver scorecard. We were trying to do something similar ourselves, using Fleet Complete, and it was very difficult. We could have done it most likely, but just decided to switch, take the easy route on this specifically. But since we have switched, we're going to be able to have the integration of odometers into the maintenance section too. It's all for a much bigger picture because the idea is we are promoting self-dispatch on our operator model. Everything to do with it, we want to make it more robust. We want to make it more easy for you guys. We want to make it more understandable for you. Everything, I don't know if you've seen, there's the balance section or the daily transactions, that section for the whole program has been getting a whole overhaul because of the new billing wizard that we're almost finished completing. It's a lot of hard process. I'm sorry for all the headache if you guys had it. I appreciate for the patience that you've had with us on this, but it's all to make it more robust, more better for you guys, so that you can have a better tool to use to just simply drive and do less, have less headache with all of the operational stuff. I hope that answers the question. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you. Yes, well, thank you.
I have a question, Peter.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, so since you mentioned the BTR card points, I wanted to bring up the fact about preventable versus non-preventable incidents, or accidents or incidents and stuff like that. Preventable, non-preventable.
Yes, we actually.
The thing,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, my question was because when I first came on, I had an incident happen, but it was ruled non-preventable. In that situation, I guess they were saying it was something out of my control. I was pulling out of the dock, and the trailer holdback on my trailer that holds the door, holds the door back, the little snap or the little holder, it broke off and caused my door to come up when I was pulling out, kind of scraped up against a guy's truck, okay? When it was ruled, non-preventable, but I still received 3 points for a non-preventable incident. My question is, which is in all of my trucking, history, it's hard to get anything ruled non-preventable in trucking, but in a situation where it is, why are we still giving points like we did something wrong in a situation that's out of my control?
Okay, so first of all, if it wasn't
for that, I would have like 20-something scorecard points. You know what I mean? Like I would.
Yes.
That was my question.
Yeah, so first of all, it depends if it's a crash or incident, okay? If it's a crash, we go off of DOT, what they say is preventable or not. It's not even a debate for us. It depends on how it is on the actual accident report. If it's an incident, something like what you're saying for the door, I mean, that's a separate issue, and that's internal. Myra, you want to add anything?
So what happens with incidents is we just go ahead and review the incident. We enter the information that we have. We put it in the system, and the system actually assigns points to that incident depending on whether it was preventable or not, whether it's actually preventable from DOT perspective or not, if there were any claims that resulted from that, if this is an accident, we're talking about injuries, tow away, all of these different factors actually have to do with the amount of points that you get per accident or incident. We actually started a committee here in this office. That was one of the big changes that we just started implemented last week after our meeting with our DOT consultant. We're actually going to be reviewing all of the incidents, all of the accidents together as a team. There is actually a few members in the committee. We're going to be reviewing that, and we're going to be basing our criteria on the facts, meaning that we review the police officer, we review the pictures, we review any and all information that you guys provide us for those accidents. It's probably not going to be something that we're going to be able to review and deliver right away, because as you guys know, especially if it's an accident, especially if it's DOT, there are several different things that happen from the moment that accident happened until we actually, deal with insurance, deal with all of the different aspects of it. So it might take a few days, it might take some time. After we review that and we come to a conclusion, we're going to be sending you guys a letter letting you know if there will be any points assessed to your BTO report card and how many and why.
And I also want to add that if any of y'all have any pictures or any documentation that could prove or add to the incident or accident, especially that will prove your innocence, I mean, definitely send that. Yes, as Myra said, it's not. It'll take some time to do for the process, and we've had accidents that were shown as preventable, then they were switched to that they were not preventable. I mean, it's always an ongoing thing depending on what happened and what came in, as proof. And I'm sure that myself, Myra, and the whole committee were open to all of it so that we could make the best decision. I mean, obviously, you are a self-dispatch owner-operator, and everything that happened out there, I mean, I'm sure that I would just recommend that you would contact the office and specifically get into the details of stuff and why. I mean, I don't know if you want us to go into the whole detail to make it public like this, here.
We can talk about it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like I said, my situation wasn't an accident. Like I just started with the company. I came and picked up my trailer. I haven't even had this trailer long enough to know the history on it, or even know, I mean, I'm learning about it every day. I mean, a situation like mine where, hey, I mean, it's easily proven that, I'm pulling out a dock and the trailer holdback kind of came open and hit the door next to me, and then you guys rule it. Okay, well, internally, this is non-preventable. The latch is broken. I even had it repaired to show that the little thing that holds the door open was repaired. Why then, with all that evidence and all that common sense, am I still being assessed 3 points? I mean, this was a while ago. I never got a chance to bring it up. I mean, it's not like I said, I've since had probably like 5 successful inspections, but the only negative thing I have on my record with PDP is from an incident that was ruled non-preventable. And I just think something like that, you guys should be able to look at that and be like, oh, okay, this situation was out of his control. Why assess him any points? It's almost like when I brought it up to you guys before, it's like, well, no matter what, just because of the incident, points are going to be assessed. That's the way it was explained to me before, whether it's preventable or non-preventable. And I just think that, I don't know, at this day and age, we should be able to, like I said,
if it was
side, where it's done internally.
Yes, if it was preventable, then the points are assessed. If
it's just the minimum amount of points.
Yes,
but
if it's not preventable, then it's not assessed. I will say that the points only hold a year, for a whole year. And from what I understand for you, it's been probably over, or very close to over a year. So that's about to fall off anyway. My point is that in any case, whenever we have an incident or accident, yes, there are points, but if it's something small like that, it's an issue. I get it, but the idea is we created the BTO card points so that we could pretty much alert ourselves, and we have these type of conversations like we're having right now, or
have better paper trial of all of the incidents and accidents and
what we can do better on our end in our office to make sure that we do it fairly and make sure it's done right. So in any case, I think that that case specifically, we could look at it again if you're more than willing. I mean, we can talk about it more. I just don't want to hold up the whole thing because it's been kind of already late. So if there's any other questions, does anybody have any other questions?
Hey, real quick, Peter.
Yes.
For guys that are not owner ops, they actually drive for somebody, or do they qualify for the $1,000 as well?
Yes, I would say.
Be a big incentive. That would be a big incentive. Thank you.
I would say yes, because it's based on, yes, if you think about it, it's based on the logs and the performance. And the performance, so this is the the Keep Trucking app that we're using it for now to base everything off of this. But as y'all know, that's until we have the freight waves integrated. Once we have that integrated, that's going to be based on financial performance. What I mean by that is the loads. So it depends on what kind of loads you do. And because we have everything split off per truck, so yeah, that could be, I mean, I would say that probably the best thing to say is because Woody, you are the fleet manager of that person, we will probably contact you and communicate with you on how you want that done, if you want to pass it on or what. But in any way, it belongs to, you know,
the company.
Yeah, you as the BTO, if that helps.
Okay, thank you.
So it will actually be for your company. It will be up to you if you want to share that with your driver or not.
Oh, yeah. No, I would say just kick it straight to the driver, so.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
a good idea. Should we do Wheel of Names?
Yes, it's getting late. Thank you guys for all those questions. Thank you. I hope that I've answered. If not, please contact us during business hours. We're more than welcome to answer all your questions. We got one more question. Okay.
Can I get one more question in?
Yeah, just one more, Kyle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't receive any just Keep Trucking decals in my box that you guys sent me. Are you guys going to send those out later?
Decals? You mean those logos?
Or stickers?
Yes.
Logos? Yeah.
We have not received those from them. We have been asking about them. They say that they were supposed to come with all the boxes that we received with the devices, but they didn't. So we have been in contact with our representative. I know that Lindsay was following up on that Friday, but I'm not sure what the outcome was for that. As soon as we have them, we're gonna mail them out. We know how important it is to have those stickers in your truck, so we are following up on that.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Alrighty. So yes, thank you all again. Thank you, Daryl again. Thank you for that video. I want to say that anybody who wants to join me again to come over, you're more than welcome. I would love to do a testimonial video with you, and yeah, just share some of your experiences, your you know, what you want to share to others out there.
yes.
Right
if
now,
you wanna go ahead and come down here and do that testimonial video with Peter, just let me know. Reach out to me so I can schedule a date with Peter and or person who actually does the recording and all of that.
yes. And just one more thing on his page, because you know, he's promoting us, so we're gonna promote
follow
him.
on TikTok.
Yeah,
Bam
follow
Daz.
him. This is his page, Bam Daz. Bam Daz. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is the wheel of names. These are all the names that Myra listed.
We took for the first 20 minutes of the
in the
meeting.
first 20 minutes of the meeting. So all of you guys are right here. There's 61 names. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and
Just
press
shuffle them a couple of times.
shuffle. Okay, let's shuffle.
And then you can click to start spinning.
Where do I click? Just right
Just
here?
in the middle on the PDP.
Ooh. We're drawing for two names. Two names. And the first name is... Oh, man, that was so close. Sally.
Sally.
Alrighty,
Hey, Sally, I've seen you on the chat. Are you still here?
Hold on, I gotta...
You can either write a message or you can unmute yourself. Sally?
Thank you.
There you are.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Congratulations.
She's actually here this week, or this last week, I'm sorry. in
Yeah, she
office,
joined
Sally.
us right here in the
On Friday.
the office. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. Okay, one more. Do I shuffle more?
You can shuffle them again.
Shuffling. Okay, and then I just click again.
Yes. So the second winner
is Matthew Shires.
Matthew Shires.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Matthew.
You're here. Thank you,
Congratulations.
Matthew. Congratulations. Okay, so Sally and Matthew got the two winnings, $300 each. Again, we're going to be starting the new Most Valuable Operator Award this month. Those three winners that we were talking about were...
The first place goes to Jonathan Salguero. He's going to get $1,000. The second place goes to Jermaine Williams. He's going to get $750. And then the third place is Rodolfo Lopez, or Rudy. He's going to get $250.
Yeah, so when you switch to Keep Trucking, and the better you do on this, the more you make. That's $2,000 every month coming out for you guys. And the next meeting we're going to have are November 15th. The videos that we do, these videos, and also the video that we've had with Daryl C., all of that is available on YouTube if you search for us. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed month.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. You too. Have a good night. Get your down payment reimbursed up to $10,000. Up to $10,000 on your truck purchase that you finance on your own. And sign up to drive as a new self-dispatched owner-operator at PDP Trucking Inc. We pay you 85% on the load after each delivery that same business day. At PDP, you have full control over how, when, and where you drive. Press Learn More or the link description below for all offer details.